So, Party Elite, what did you think of the movie?
I was trying to come up with something as stilted as that as a response. Something that would fit into the world.
What do you mean stilted? This is how all people talk all the time, in every situation.
We can light it up.
So we just came back from watching The Killing of a Sacred Deer, a movie that I enjoyed.
I hated it.
And we're going to break down exactly why we have these differences of opinions. This one needs, I think, a bit of a quick synopsis.
Sure. Spoilers for Killing of the whatever the who gives a f***.
So the movie is about a kid who is connected to this heart surgeon. Turns out their connection is that the doctor had a bit of an issue when operating on this kid's dad and ends up killing his father by mistake.
How did his father die?
A surgeon never kills a patient. An anesthesiologist can kill a patient, but a surgeon never can.
And the kid puts an ultimatum on the doctor. He says, your family's gonna die one at a time unless you kill one of them. You murdered one of my family members, so now you have to murder one of your family members, or they're all gonna die.
It's the only thing I can think of as close to justice.
This kid that's stalking the doctor, he's put this infliction on the doctor's family, which gives them...
They get paralyzed, and then they start refusing
They lose
food,
their appetite,
and then they start bleeding from the eyes, after which they have a few hours to live.
And then they die.
And then they die.
You're spending the whole movie with this doctor character who's taking his kids to all of these different medical specialists, and they can't figure out what's going on. Like, oh, how is this guy controlling his family? Is it a hypnosis? Is he a demon? Like, what's going on here? I was waiting the whole movie for the big reveal, because that's the sort of movie that it is, and that's how 90% of the movie plays.
Right.
Where you're waiting to find out what the problem is, and then the answer is, who knows?
Well, so usually I would agree with you, and I would want an explanation. But I think that's what I liked most about it, though. It was like a doctor is your typical symbol of sort of a god figure, right?
Sure.
They're saving lives.
It's an exchange of power. The doctor had the power over this kid's father, and he misused it because he was drunk on the day of the operation.
Right.
And so now this kid has power over his family, except that the kid just has the ability to do this to the doctor's family.
It's the only thing I can think of as close to justice.
Justice! If you're doing this sort of story where this doctor who did something wrong, and this mysterious thing is happening to his family, and he doesn't know what's causing it, then you've either got to make this kid be the cause of it, like he's out for revenge and he's concocted some elaborate plan or whatever, and that's why it's a mystery, or it's got to just end up being it's a completely supernatural thing and it's a total mystery to everybody involved. You can't have it be both. And if you're gonna have it be both, then you've got to come up with some sort of connective tissue between the totally pedestrian, just normal guy, and the supernatural stuff. Otherwise, it just comes off like lazy writing, which is what it did to me.
I like that it broke that convention, right? It felt like a movie where, yeah, you're gonna get an answer at the end, you're gonna get an explanation at the end, and you didn't. And it was about this kid who, for all intents and purposes, was the devil. And
right.
You get a lot of interesting symbology as a result of that. You get like the feet kissing kind of thing. It's hyperbole. The doctor lives in a good part of town, has a great family, everyone's happy.
I love this neighborhood. So quiet, clean, beautiful.
Whereas the kid, he lives in a not so good part of town. He comes from a darker past.
We live in a not so nice neighborhood, in a not so nice house.
The ideas of good and bad, morality, etc., they are very closely tied to religious thinking and whatnot, right? So, like, that's where I feel like they tried to make this devil kid who comes from a terrible background. He was dirty and he was disgusting. Even when he's eating spaghetti and he had stains on his upper, like, it felt gross. I feel like that's part of the point, right? It's this power that we do not comprehend. This is the strength of vengeance. He's not any more normal or abnormal than the kid in The Sixth Sense. For some reason, that kid can see dead people, and that's okay there, but here the kid can inflict you with plague, and that's a problem.
Okay, the difference between this and that, though, is in The Sixth Sense, the kid says,
I see dead people.
At no point in this movie does the kid offer even the barest explanation. There's no, I can make people get sick when I want them to. There's nothing like that.
So you're saying if at the end of it all, at the cafeteria or whatever at the end, if the kid stood next to the table and said, by the way, I'm the devil, and then fire comes up, swallows him whole, or he becomes a bat and flies away, you would have preferred that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I want to compare this to another movie that we reviewed. Cure for Wellness.
Oh, dear Lord.
If A Cure for Wellness had ended with, it's just happening just cuz, I would have felt the exact same way. But instead, we got a crazy, ridiculous explanation.
Maybe the kid was just a messenger of these gods of karmatic justice.
So then tell me that. Throw in a scene where the kid is like looking shifty and he's talking to himself or something. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like they stopped writing the movie.
I see where you're coming from, and I don't necessarily disagree about that. There was no catharsis at the end of the film. That's the big problem that I too felt with the movie. However, with the idea of the film itself, and with what it was trying to do, and with what it ended up doing, I liked it despite that. I will also say that technically...
it was a very well-made movie.
Yeah. I feel like both of us can agree on...
Oh, absolutely.
Audio, acting...
Yes. Acting?
That was good acting.
That was very good acting.
No,
all of the actors performed extremely well.
That just adds to that otherworldliness. These strange conversations, these stilted, strange conversations. Everyone is cold.
Don't be scared, Mom. You'll see. You won't be able to move either. So get used to it.
I don't know. I guess it's just been so long since we've had a movie that makes you kind of go, oh, well, that was interesting.
But I didn't think it was interesting. It was so devoid of interest. You think it's gonna be interesting, and then it just isn't. I didn't like it.
That's fair. I liked it. Would I recommend watching it in theaters? Maybe not. You could wait till it's streamable. It's not for everybody.
No.
I can admit that. It's not for everybody. But if you're looking for something a bit more, maybe artsy, give it a watch.
Thank you very much for watching ɓseSHən. Please let us know what you thought of Killing of the Sacrificial Lamb, or is that what it's called?
The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Killing of a Sacred Deer. Let us know what you thought of that in the comments, and please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you very much, and take care.